Hello there, YouTube. Welcome to a gorgeous 41 degree Thursday, May the 28th. Holy moly. And it is 61 degrees. I was up at 4 something this morning. The sun wasn't up, but it was, just that right before it crests. Can't believe how bright it is out here. It's like that in Ireland, man. Like Macaulay goes, I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning and it was daylight outside. But then it gets dark at night. I need to look and see what their sunset is now. Man, beautiful out here. Holy moly. All right. I feel that springtime flu coming on. Nope, can't afford to do that. But let's roll off to the Southland. Yo, come on along. 66 degrees now in Vancouver. Predicted high of 78. Something tells me we might beat that 78 mark.
Yeah.
Well, Mama?
Yes, sir.
Let's go in there and enjoy the heat.
All right.
You get too hot, come downstairs for a moment. At least I don't leave my doors open like they do here and counter the air conditioner.
Yep.
I don't know how management doesn't freak out over that.
I know. Yeah.
Doors gaped open everywhere. Got a wonderful air conditioner. Make it nice and cozy.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they'll scream about it though. Somebody's going to go, enough of that. Right, Mom?
All right, Paul.
Just go in there and rock it.
All right.
All right. Have yourself wonderful.
Sorry. You have a good day.
All right, you do the same. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Hitting the ground running today. Got another 1250 police in for a clutch. I guess that's supposed to be here, and that's going to be tomorrow's job. Got a 21 F3 limited for a 19K service, I believe. I just need to throw a turn signal bulb in this one and turn in the paperwork for it. See what he's, if he's going to travel, or his brakes and tires are right at that edge, but not critical at the moment. But depends on if he's just going to putt around town or he's going on a trip. Going on a trip, I'd say you need brake pads and tires. If you're just going to putt around town, you'll be fine for a while. Let the customer decide. And then we'll get that F3 up here and bust out I think it's a 19K service. Is it bigger than that? Yeah, 19K. All right. I hadn't even gone up to get cider and Kelly coffee yet. They were stacking up outside the door when I pulled in. So while the F3's in there, testing. Never know if the mic's working. I'm gonna take this thing for a quick ride, make sure the suspension doesn't do anything weird. It's just odd that it was offset like it was. The low was too low and the high was too high. And there's no suspension faults that showed up. I'm pretty sure I think it was 2017 he started monitoring the ACS, and it's just weird that it was set that way, and why it was kind of hanging on the high side. He said it was really rough and choppy. And I knew something was up when I put it on my bench, because you got to take your weight off to get that. It's the collector hanger, or the primary muffler is what BRP calls it. There's some big, for the hangers, the rods go almost the length of that pre-muffler. I'm sure it's for protection. Well, it hits that. Well, this thing just rode, it just rode right up. She was dirt bike clearance back there. I don't know. So I I did the minimum maximum, reset the both, which is really nice in Buds 3. So the both the pump is airing up correctly, and the pressure relief thing, I purposely aired it too high, and then you start the bike up, put it in gear, turn the park brake off, and it lowered itself. So the relief valve's working correctly, the ACS pump's pumping up correctly. Tire pressures, he was a pound low on each front tire. He was 19 instead of 20, and the rear was set at 26 instead of 28. It's just, early riding season, tires not being where they're supposed to be. So what are you guys thinking about the new GoPro Mission 1? Mission 1, Mission 1 Pro, and then the Mission 1 ILS, which stands for Interchangeable Lens System. That won't be out until like August, but you can pre-order the Mission 1 Pro. The difference between the Mission 1 and the Mission 1 Pro is you get, those crazy high-speed stuff. It's $100 more, but retail on that thing is $599. But man, all the stuff I've watched on it, that is one impressive camera. And when they do a comparison between the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, whatever that thing is, and the DJI Osmo Action 6, and at first glance, you got to pay attention to these things, and you got to find the right reviewer as well, because at first glance it looks like the Mission 1 does not do as well in dark. You're going, whoa, it's kind of dark compared to the other two, but it's GoPro's way of dealing with it. But when they pixel peep into it, you can see that that 1-inch sensor from the GoPro it's not breaking down. You don't have a lot of static in the darkness, so there's enough room to pull it up, and it has a log profile, not a what do they call it, D-Log M on the other ones. Well, I don't know about the Insta360, but the Action 6, which is like not going that way, which is a mobile. I'm just gonna loop right back where I came. I was gonna make this a short ride anyway, and I kind of messed that up. But it's like a mobile version. It's not a meaty one like regular D-Log. The GoPro has like a professional camera D-Log, and man, the things you can do with it, and the quality that comes out of that thing, especially if you shoot at 8K. I shoot this one at 5.3, and the difference between with this old GoPro, with the GP2 processor, you needed good light. But like this in the sunshine, wow, it's a noticeable difference. If you pixel peep, well, by the time I render it and it gets on YouTube, it's kind of hard to do, but going through it on the, when you're editing it and you zoom in, it's like, wow, there is a big difference. But this one breaks down, none of the action cameras, until recently here, did anything good at night. And then, DJI shocked everybody with that 1-inch sensor, the Pocket 3, Now it's a Pocket 4, but there's because of political crap, it can't come to the States. But anyway, that the little gimbal Pocket 3 with that 1-inch sensor and the low light. Wow, everybody's like, what the heck? What in the holy heck? And then DJI comes out with the Action 5, and it's not a 1-inch sensor. It's just slightly smaller, but it does really good in low light. In fact, that's what I used almost exclusively in Ireland, was that DJI Action 6. But you have it does have an 8K mode, but it's kind of a trick. It doesn't, if you put it in 8K mode, one of the cameras really boggy and slow, and it consumes battery like crazy because it doesn't actually have an 8K sensor. It's some AI trick or something, and I don't see the difference. It's not worth the extra battery use and the amount of room it uses. Now the 8K on that GoPro, holy moly, that's a meaty files. The bummer is with all this new stuff, you can no longer, the 5.3K is missing. So it goes from 4K to 8K if you want to up the resolution. That's kind of a bummer. And a lot of other people went, eesh, I really like my 5.3K because it was nice and meaty. A lot of detail compared to 4K. Not quite 8K obviously, but you had a lot of room to work with. The nice thing is when you shoot in 5.3 and I edit in 5.3, when you zoom, you get more out of zooming with the GoPro. Like I've zoomed several photos with the GoPro, and it comes out great. I mean, it's going to break down quick, obviously, when you start zooming, because this is a small sensor in this camera. But it's amazing what GoPro was able to pull out of this whole camera. I don't think their processor changed since the Hero 8 or 9, somewhere in there. Heck, maybe it goes back to the 7. I don't know. It's been around a while. They keep pulling a hat trick. They're making it better. The 13 was the best of the best for the old generation GoPros. Now we got the missions, or the heroes. Now we have the mission. I came this way just to see the sky. I need a little green in my life every once in a while. Like it's not all around us in the Northwest. Alright, get in there and finish up that F3. That old boy's waiting. Why do they set these services up as a wait? That just creates a nightmare, and it literally slows me down, because it stresses me and it slows me down. It makes me like overthink everything, make sure you're not missing anything. It just slows me down. Don't like being in a rush ever, but they do it. They did it today. So get in there and get to it. Thanks for coming along for the RT limited ride. Felt great. Didn't feel choppy. He said it was so choppy it actually felt like it was skidding around. I know that feeling when they're topped out. That's what they feel like. I feel it releasing because I hit the brakes and bound the suspension up, and it's going yeah. See, when I let go of the brake, it just dropped, and that'll pick back up, because usually it drops it too much and it picks back up, which I feel it doing. So it's working right. Oh, and the bulb wasn't a turn signal bulb. It was the right hand reverse bulb, not the turn signal. And that also is basically a 1156 bulb. All right, let's get to the F3. So we got the 19K done on this thing. There was a concern about not driving correct, like handling wise. His tire pressures were a little all over the place, which is not normal when people start breaking them out for the season. So found nothing wrong with anything else. His brake pads, front and rear, are at about 50%, maybe a little less. And anyway, his brake fluid looks good, but if I hold the meter, it'll bounce up to the 4%. So he definitely needs a brake fluid flush. And so his tires are at about 60%. They're just shy of touching the 50% bar. I figured, this service is not cheap, so it's definitely rideable. The brake fluid, I would, at least for now, it's not black or anything weird like that. Ride it until you can do the tires and brakes and brake fluid kind of all in one shot. That's what I would do. Because, man, by the time you do a brake flush and tires and brakes and all, good Lord, that racks are up there pretty quick. Man, with parts and labor prices the way they are these days, I just don't even know how anybody can maintain these things, I would say, it's going down the road straight and everything, but she feels a little nervous, like maybe the alignment's off. The tires have that typical, cupping and wearing on the inside. The Spyders just do that. It's not, a sign that alignment's off. If it was, that could do something. I don't know, I just kind of feel a little nervousness to it. Suspension, everything's fine. Oh, he had a rear shock. Well, I don't know about the shock here, because it says on the front, rear shock, which they mean the shock for the rear trunk lid. There's nothing wrong with the shock. So they brought the parts down. There's my oil change kit, the air filter, and the rear trunk lid shock. So that's the cover sheet, that the customer signs and all that stuff. It's the handwritten part, and then there's a computer generated one. And so I flip over, you put your time slip and all that stuff on the computer generated one. Is the handwritten one, that's just kind of like a worksheet. It's what, it's you and the service writer and the customer dealing. They can put little notes, whatever they want on there, Good Lord, I should have just went, huh? Look at the gaggle of cars that are coming down that hill. And every one of those have to stop at the stop sign. I may divert a little bit here. But anyway, on the printout sheet it says, do not replace the shock. And I'm like, I don't work from the computer written one. I work from, the one that you and the customer had the discussion with. And it says rear shock. And you supplied me the parts. It's my assumption, ASS, that you want the shock replaced. If you didn't want me to replace it, why don't you just hand the shock over to the customer? I don't know. I didn't charge any extra time for it. It's a pretty straightforward to do. So I don't know, we'll see when I get back. Maybe he didn't want it done because he didn't want to pay labor for it or whatever, but everything else, I mean, it's just normal wear stuff. Tires wear out, brake pads wear out, brake fluid gets old. But it is, you know, I can get it up to 4% on moisture, which is critical, but it doesn't like leap right there. You know, I gotta kind of dip the probes in deep and let them soak for a second. But you know, ultimately, if it's showing it, it's there. But not being all coal black and stuff, I don't worry about it. I think the computer still had the original customer's name on there. I know him. In fact, I didn't even know he traded his Spyder or sold it to us, whatever. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe he bought one of the fancy new RTs, and you ride one of them, you're done. Unless you want that more open, rustic feeling. The F3 gives you that. The RT is literally like you know, riding a convertible car without the cage around it. They're that kind of comfortable. That little Mustang revved up like it has a little 4-banger in it. Why would you buy a Mustang with a 4-cylinder? Some people just want the Mustang. They don't care. And you remember they were doing that? Was that in the 80s or 90s when they were putting the little 4-cylinders? And I don't know if Ford was doing it in the Mustangs. I know Chevy was putting them in the Camaros and stuff. And well, you know, trying to sell economy. Well, of course, they come up with those gas mileage figures, you know, in a vacuum, basically. They ran on a rolling road. They're not exposed to hills and wind and stuff like that. And them poor little 4-cylinders are actually getting worse mileage than the already weak 6-cylinders. And I mean, the V8s, if you drove them easy, they didn't get too bad. The V8 didn't even know there was a car attached to it. That little 4-cylinder, she knew there was something attached to it. You ran the lungs out of that thing. So this guy, I don't know where he's from, but he's waiting on this thing. So okay, truck, please pay attention. I'm just gonna dive in here. Just holy crap! Did you hear? You could hear him let go of the gas. He was on it. He didn't see nothing. They're all doing the same thing, if you notice. They got it there, and you see them doing the reading the text, or you know, it amazes me. You know, I put that phone up on my up on the dash because it makes it. I don't have to take my eyes off the road. You know, you just glance at whatever. It's just there's not that huge transition. You know, looking down and looking back up. Well, I'm literally, and we see this all the time. Drive by somebody going down the freeway, they got their phone up on the dash and it's just playing a video, just plain as day. Or worse yet, they're FaceTiming somebody. I wonder why we get all these crazy accidents. Oop, look at that, somebody can sneak right under me. I take it wide so I can come in here straight and not bang a wheel. Oh, it disappeared from me. 21 F3 Limited. This is that color. It's called titanium. I couldn't remember that color. I think something similar to this. I think there's different shades of this, but like a red rock in this color, maybe a dark. I think there's a darker version of this. They may not call it titanium, I just noticed that this one was titanium. Something like that in a red rock would be wicked. Have that rustic look to it, but I don't know, it'd be cool. Anyway, 2 Spyders in a day, recording them anyway. I need to get this thing, I got some notes, and to put on the RO and turn this thing in. Let this poor gentleman get on his way. Alright, appreciate you watching. Well, hello there, YouTube. Another nice drive home. It was supposed to be 81. It turned out to be 81 at some point. The highest I ever seen was 78. It was pretty. I think the humidity was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And we didn't lose a whole lot of temperature going this way, but the humidity went way down.
Yeah, it was nice because it was thick.
Yeah, nice and comfortable here. Kelly's sitting on the ramp there early day. I'm walking by and she says something. I go, what's that? She goes, I want to move to Ireland.
Yes.
Yeah, so I looked.
So nice.
I looked at the weather. It's supposed to be 78 tomorrow, and it's supposed to rain the rest of the week in the mid-60s. But it's kind of like here. It's that light rain, just kind of comes and goes, comes and goes.
Yeah.
Although we can definitely get some rain that just doesn't stop for a long time.
Yes. Yeah.
We had that one day in Ireland was that way. It pretty much rained the whole day.
It did.
I mean,
It didn't stop us, but
no,
it rained all day.
it's just like here. It never rains hard enough. Never rains hard enough that just stay out there. None of us even had umbrellas.
No.
I just had a cap, and I didn't even have a waterproof coat on.
I know, you're crazy.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, we'll roll with that.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up. You guys have a wonderful Friday or Saturday.
Okay, again. Today's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Dang, we already got Friday coming up.
I know. Yay, because I'm tired.
Yeah. It'll only be 2 days off instead of 2 weeks off.
I know.
Them 2 days are gonna go. And you'll be at work going, do we have a weekend?
I know.
All right. See you in the morning.
See you then.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.